We just swore in General Kelly. He will do a spectacular job, I have no doubt, as Chief of Staff.
John Kelly's first order of business was to fire Anthony Scaramucci, the foul-mouthed communications director who embarrassed his boss in record time. And don't forget, he had just replaced another troublesome spokesman. Then, that crushing failure to repeal Obamacare. Yesterday, a return to basics with a message this president knows how to sell.
I campaigned on creating a merit-based immigration system that protects U.S. workers and taxpayers, and that is why we are here today.
It seems the Trump White House is trying to hit the reset button. The question now, how will it work? And joining me to talk all things Trump, my colleague Keith Bogue, who sits across from me when I'm where I normally work in our Washington bureau. Never a good time to leave Washington, is there, Keith?
Never a good time. We miss you here, Paul. So much is happening.
I'll be back soon. Look, to kick things off here, let's play another quick clip by Anthony Scaramucci from his call-in to CNN this week. This clip didn't get a lot of play because there was so much else in that phone call, but let's play the clip and then we'll talk about it after.
There are people inside the administration that think it is their job to save America from this president. Okay, that is not their job.
To save America from this president. What do you make of that, Keith?
Well, as you pointed out, there were a lot of other things in that call to CNN last week that were news here and of the moment, but I think that is one that has an enduring quality because of what it says about the tone, the feeling of what's going on inside the administration. What an extraordinary thing to say, that there are people working for the president who also think they have to save the president, save the country rather, from him. It speaks of a kind of disloyalty, a kind of lack of trust, a lack of common purpose in the administration that, as I say, if you don't have those things, it's very hard to build them with a kind of instant reset by appointing, a new chief of staff. Those are deep, deep problems.
So, and now we've got this grand jury being impaneled. So, what happens? Are we going to see, one after the other, White House staffers going to march down and tell the grand jury everything they know, including all the leakers?
We might. I mean, I was here in the 90s, Paul, when Ken Starr was the special prosecutor looking into everything Clinton, and it became just about everything Clinton. There's a possibility that could happen here, too. Just because the grand jury is impaneled doesn't mean that's the end of the investigation. Both of those things will continue at the same time. And if you consider the kind of tension there must be in the White House because of the kinds of things that Scaramucci described in that clip, that will only intensify by several fold as people begin to start getting subpoenas or know people who are getting subpoenas, and they know they can't march down to the a grand jury panel and deflect questions or not be completely truthful about it. This is a serious thing. It's not like dealing with a press conference at all. They can't just ignore it. They got to lawyer up. They got to prepare for it. It's going to be a scary thing. It could go on for a long time, and it's, as I say, it's only going to be, make a pressure cooker of a White House that exists already even more so.
I often picture Donald Trump in the Oval Office or somewhere watching the different news networks, and his head is just about to explode or something, right, as the fury kind of builds. But this grand jury, as I understand it, can go anywhere or almost anywhere, right? But Trump has long said there are lines that ought not to be crossed, right?
Well, there are reports tonight that those lines are being crossed. The important one was that Trump felt that the special prosecutor should limit himself to the Russia question and not go into questions about Trump's past business dealings. But there are, as I say, reports tonight that that's exactly what the special prosecutor wants to know about, in addition to all of these other things. And just consider the length that Donald Trump has gone to try to protect that information from being seen by the public, refusing, first president in decades to refuse to release his tax returns, for instance, or to really divulge much about what is probably the most enormous business portfolio of any president in modern history.
All right, Keith, I appreciate it. I'll see you soon, and we'll keep talking about this story. Thanks.
Take care, Paul.